As the calls to release all the Jeffrey Epstein files grow louder from both sides of the aisle, President Trump is now making his way out of the country. Joining us now, NBC's Washington correspondent, Alice Barr. Good to see you again, Alice.
Good morning, Cheryl. Good to see you.
Every day brings a lot to talk about out of Washington. The president making his way to Scotland right now, but he won't be able to shake off this controversy. Let's talk about this trip and how the White House is trying to deflect from the Epstein case.
Yeah, that's right. He's heading overseas, but certainly Washington is still embroiled in this Epstein controversy. During this trip, President Trump is heading first to Scotland, and he's going to tour his golf courses there. He's also set to talk with the UK Prime Minister about trade, and as we understand it, firm up some details of a trade agreement outline that was reached several weeks back. And that comes as we're zeroing in on the August 1st deadline for a lot of these trade deals to be tied up. He's trying to focus on progress that has been made in terms of tariffs and trade. Also worth noting, he's going to be touring these golf courses today. Yesterday, he toured renovations at the Federal Reserve, a very rare visit from a sitting president to the Federal Reserve. And it's been part of his criticism of the Fed chairman, these costly renovations that are ongoing there. And there wound up being a really tense exchange. It was remarkable between the president and the Fed chairman, where the president called out a figure on how much the renovation is costing. The Fed chairman fact-checked him in real time, and it just points to the tense nature of the relationship between these very important figures. As President Trump has been pressuring the chairman to lower interest rates, he did, though, yesterday indicate he is not planning to fire the Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell.
Yeah, that was an incredible moment where he kind of held up the invoice and Secretary Powell's like, nope, that's not the way it's going down. All right. So the Justice Department's second in command meeting for a second day today with convicted Epstein accomplice Ghislaine Maxwell and her attorneys. But Alice, you're saying there's some serious questions about whether Maxwell can be trusted?
Yeah, so this is an effort by the Trump administration to come up with some more ways to, answer these calls for transparency that are not dying down, certainly from many quarters, and among them, President Trump's base. So the Deputy Attorney General, Todd Blanche, who worth noting is President Trump's former personal lawyer, he's meeting for a second day today with Ghislaine Maxwell with her attorneys. He said he would share what he learned at the appropriate time. But what we know about Maxwell is that she is appealing her 20-year prison sentence for sex trafficking minors as the convicted accomplice of Jeffrey Epstein, who, of course, died in prison by suicide, how it was ruled. So he's not able to face the consequences. She is the one who is now. Prosecutors and the judge who oversaw Maxwell's 2021 trial have accused her of lying under oath and not taking responsibility for her actions. So Democrats are deeply suspicious of this meeting ongoing today and yesterday, and they argue that Maxwell may well be angling for a presidential pardon and that anything she says has to be backed up through, once again, the Epstein files that they are still pressing to have released.
Alice, we have about a minute left. I wanted to ask you more about these files because we keep hearing lawmakers on both sides, both parties pressing to force the release of the full Department of Justice files. A lot of files are already out in the Epstein case. What are you seeing in those?
Right. It's worth noting that while they want everything out there, except, of course, for redactions for the victims' names and anything that needs to be protected in that nature, and there has been now some formal action in the works on Capitol Hill to make that happen, there has been a good deal of evidence made public. And one piece of reporting that's been coming up is this new Wall Street Journal reporting citing senior administration officials that the Attorney General briefed President Trump in May that his name appears in the unreleased files among many other high-profile figures. That, for instance, we already knew because it's come out in public reporting that President Trump's name did come up here. We know that they had a past relationship that the White House has been working to dismiss and to say that he kicked him out of his club. That Trump kicked Epstein out of his club for being a creep many years ago. So it's that kind of thing that's not new information, but that is just kind of coming back to the surface now.
Sure. All right, Alice Barr, thank you for the update. We appreciate it.